previously on In Times Like These.
What did Keeve use to end your daughter's life?
A firearm.
Was it his firearm?
It was his father's.
And are you aware that my client was already bleeding on his living room floor, fighting for his life when his son went to Valley Park High School and killed Yulissa Torres?
I found that out after.
So we can agree that, in that moment, Keeve walking into the school was out of my client's hands. And we can also agree that Keeve was responsible for his own actions that night, just as you and everyone else at that party were responsible for yours.
Before the attack at the high school, did Keeve ever threaten you before?
He did.
When?
That summer. I walked out of work and I saw this masked guy with a knife staring right at me. I didn't realize it was Keeve at the time, but he was trying to intimidate me.
And this was during the period when Keeve Burke was stalking Vanessa Dorval, correct?
That's right. We weren't dating yet, but he was stalking her.
While you were with Dr. Terry Murphy, was she perfect?
No one is.
Exactly. When someone commits a crime, should they be punished?
Yes.
Did Dr. Terry Murphy commit a crime?
Objection. Relevance.
Your Honor, the state is presenting my client as the sole reason his son became violent. I'm establishing that both parents were involved in Keeve's upbringing before the custody change.
Overruled.
I'll ask again, Mr. Russo. Did Dr. Terry Murphy commit a crime?
Why does that matter?
Mr. Russo, you're under oath. Yes or no, did Dr. Terry Murphy commit a crime while my client was still a law-abiding police detective?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Russo. Now, was Keeve Burke still living with his mother, Dr. Terry Murphy, when he was stalking Vanessa Dorval?
Yeah, he was.
And were you spending a lot of time with her that summer while her son was stalking Vanessa Dorval?
Yes, just like you were spending a lot of time with her ex-husband while his psycho son was stalking a defenseless girl.
Order! Order in this court!
No further questions.
You may step down, Mr. Russo. Prosecution, call your next witness.
The prosecution calls J.J. Dorval to the stand.
Mr. Dorval, were you present when Keeve Burke took Yulissa Torres' life at Valley Park High School?
No, I wasn't there.
Why not?
Because I was in a coma.
And how did you end up in a coma, Mr. Dorval?
On Labor Day 2024, Keeve pushed me over the stair railing at the Russo estate during the Labor Day picnic.
Can you explain to the court what led to Keeve Burke pushing you over the railing?
I had to use the bathroom, and I saw Keeve at the top of the stairs recording on his phone, talking about how he planned to cause chaos at the high school. When I confronted him, he got the upper hand and pushed me down the stairs.
Are you saying that even after it was discovered Keeve Burke was stalking your sister and a restraining order was granted, he still showed up somewhere your sister would be and still had access to a phone?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
No further questions.
Mr. Dorval, are you aware my client was present at the Russo estate during the Labor Day picnic?
Yes.
Do you believe my client knew his son would be at the Russo estate? Yes or no?
He should have kept a really close eye on Keeve at that time.
It was a yes or no question, Mr. Dorval.
I guess there's a possibility Finnegan didn't know Keeve would show up.
Thank you. Mr. Dorval, is it true that you suffer from schizophrenia?
Objection. The witness's mental illness is not relevant to this case.
Your Honor, the court should understand the challenges my client faced while trying to get his troubled son help. Mr. Dorval, do you suffer from schizophrenia?
I do.
And your parents have gotten you help, correct?
That's correct.
Are you aware that my client was in the process of getting help for his son before his son stole his firearm and wounded him with it?
That's the first time I've heard of it.
Do your parents own a firearm?
Yes, they legally own a firearm.
Have you ever had access to it?
Before you bring up anything, this was a different situation. My mom was in danger.
Order!
Mr. Dorval, I want to be clear. I'm not accusing you of intentionally harming anyone. I'm asking whether you ever had access to a weapon while your parents were aware of your condition.
I didn't steal it from my parents, but yes, there was a time I had access to it.
Thank you. And there was a time when you ran away from home after school, correct?
Objection. Relevance.
Your Honor, we've established that my client did not know his son would show up at the Russo estate that day. I'm providing context.
Overruled.
I ran away before I was diagnosed with schizophrenia.
Didn't your parents expect you to be at school?
They did.
Has there ever been a time when you willingly didn't take your medication?
There was a time I didn't take it.
But your parents expected you to take it, then and now, correct?
They do.
No further questions.
Dorval, can you explain to the court how you became connected to Keeve Burke?
He was friends with my younger brother, JJ.
When did the stalking start?
When he was first invited to my house. He gave me a teddy bear, but I didn't know he had put a camera in it to watch me.
And it wasn't until the summer of 2024 that the stalking became more extreme.
Exactly.
What would Keeve do to torment you?
He'd send unwanted gifts, threatening texts, and he even showed up at my house wearing a creepy mask.
Then, after you received a restraining order against him, he showed up at the high school, intending to take your life and the lives of others?
Exactly. Let's take a few steps back, Ms. Dorval.
When you tried to get a restraining order against Keeve Burke, did his father, Finnegan Burke, allow it to go through?
No. He fought the restraining order in court.
No further questions.
Ms. Dorval, do you believe my client fought the restraining order because he wanted to put you in danger?
No. But he should have known how dangerous his son was.
A yes or no answer was all I needed. So my client did not want his son to harm you, and he certainly never encouraged him to harm you. Or anyone else.
If you say so.
And it's also been stated that my client was in the process of getting help for his son, but Keeve wounded my client before he could.
And I'm just supposed to take your client's word
Whether
for
you
it?
believe it or not doesn't change the fact that it's true, Miss Dorval. At the restraining order hearing, wasn't it stated that my client attempted to get help for his son?
That's what was stated.
No further questions.
Mr. Dorval, when Keeve Burke was charged with stalking your daughter, did Finnegan Burke encourage his son to plead guilty?
No, he did not.
Did he show remorse? Any remorse? About what his son was doing to your daughter?
He never seemed remorseful. All he cared about was making sure his son wouldn't go to prison for what he did to my children.
No further questions.
Mr. Dorval, has my client ever condemned his son for what he did to your daughter?
He claimed to condemn him, but he made excuses for him.
What kind of excuses?
There was a time he tried to compare our sons, except my mentally ill son isn't
Mr.
violent.
Dorval, the court has already heard testimony that your son had access to a weapon in your home. Do you want to explain that situation?
Objection. Relevance.
I'll move on, Your Honor. Mr. Dorval, it's clear my client believed he was doing what was best for his son. My client doesn't deny he could have made better choices, but did he ever claim your daughter wasn't a victim?
Not that I can remember.
No further questions.
Mrs. Dorval, can you tell the court what happened on Labor Day 2024?
Yes, we got a call from Finnegan Burke saying he found my son JJ unconscious on the floor at the Russo estate.
Did you find Keeve Burke inside the Russo estate at that time?
No, just my son on the floor and Finnegan Burke.
And it's been confirmed that Keeve Burke pushed your son from the staircase. Mrs. Dorval, did you find it strange that Finnegan Burke was standing there while your son lay unconscious?
Objection, Your Honor. The prosecution is leading the witness.
Fine. Mrs. Dorval, when Finnegan Burke was charged, did you plan to testify against him?
I certainly did.
What happened to you soon after Finnegan Burke was revealed to be alive, and after your husband confronted him?
I ended up in a coma after I saw the house I planned to have built for struggling mothers go up in flames. A man wearing a mask pushed me, and I hit my head on a rock.
Objection, Your Honor. This calls for speculation, and the prosecution is still leading the witness.
No further questions.
Mrs. Dorval, were you ever thankful that my client called your husband to tell him your son needed medical help?
I'll be blunt.
No.
The only thing I'm thankful for is that God spared my son's life.
Thank you for your honesty. And if there had been a cover-up that day, do you believe my client would have stayed by your son's side and called your husband to inform you both?
I'm not the one you should be asking. I've never been involved in a cover-up, and I don't plan to be part of one.
Let me rephrase. At the time, were you aware that Keeve Burke was the one who pushed your son?
No, I wasn't aware.
Is there any proof my client was aware of what his son did? Has Keeve Burke ever stated that my client helped cover up what happened that day?
Unfortunately, there hasn't been any solid evidence.
No further questions.
Keeve Burke was a 15-year-old troubled boy who was responsible for his own actions. But his parents failed him, especially his father. It was his father who failed to secure his weapon, which led to the death of Yulissa Torres.
Time and time again, Finnegan Burke had chances to make sure his son wouldn't harm anyone else. Instead, he failed to take the precautions needed to protect his son from himself and to protect others. His failure to hold his son accountable led to a young life cut short.
Please, Make the right decision. And make sure Finnegan Burke does not have the chance to cause more chaos.
Keith Burke was old enough to know right from wrong. His father taught him right from wrong. And it was also his father whose life Keith attempted to end before taking the life of Yulissa Torres. My client did what parents try to do, protect their child.
But by the time he took steps to get proper help, it was too late. My client spent months recovering from what his son did to him. And when he finally recovered, he was unjustly charged for crimes his son committed, crimes he was also a victim of. Justice has been served.
Injustice will only be served if my client is punished for a crime he did not commit and could not control.
I don't understand why the jury is taking so long, Jeremiah.
Don't stress yourself out. This is a complicated case, and Harley worked hard to defend
It's basic
Finnegan.
common sense. Finnegan Burke should not be allowed to walk the streets.
Has the jury reached a verdict?
We have, Your Honor. We, the jury, find the defendant, Finnegan Burke, not guilty.
What is wrong with you people? This man is a monster! He should be in prison! I lost months of my life because of that man! He needs to pay! And he will pay for what he's done! Mark my words!